Good day everyone, my name is Trinella Bermejo and I will be discussing about the etiquette and computer ethics. First, what is netiquette and computer ethics? First, the netiquette and computer ethics. The netiquette and computer ethics discusses about the ethical issue in the field of computer. May it be in online or practicing in professionals. What is netiquette? Netiquette is described the rules of conduct for respectful and appropriate communication on the internet. Netiquette is often referred to as etiquette for the internet. These are not legally binding rules but recommended rules of etiquette. So, what is computer ethics? Computer ethics is a set of commonly agreed principles that govern the use of computers, set of philosophical guidelines, or moral standards that aim to influence behavior and prevent harm.
Everyone. I am Emma J. Bidiche, and today I will discuss to you the 10 Commandments or rules of computer ethics. 10 Commandments on computer ethics. So, rule number 1. Remember in human when communicating electronically, whether through email, instant message, discussion post, text, or some other methods. Practice the golden rule. Do unto others as you have others do unto you. Remember, your written words are read by real people, all deserving and respectful communication. Before you press send or submit, ask yourself, would would I be okay with this if someone has written it? So rule number 2, adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. While it can be argued that standards of behavior may be different in the virtual world, they certainly should not be lowered. You should do your best to act within the laws of ethical manners of society. Whenever you inhabit cyberspace, would you behave brotherly to someone face to face? On most occasions, no neither should you behave in this way in the virtual world. So rule number 3, know where you are in cyberspace. Netiquette varies from domain to domain. In Shea 1994, depending on where you are in the virtual world, the same written communication be acceptable in one area, where it might be considered inappropriate in another. What would you text to a friend that may be inappropriate in an email to a classmate or colleague? Can you think in other example? So here in rule number 4, respect other people's time and bandwidth. Electronic communication takes time. So time, read the time in which respond. Most people today lead busy lives just like you, and don't have time to read response to is 4. Respect other people's time and bandwidth. Electronic communication takes time. Time to read and time in which to respond. Most people today live busy lives, just like you do, and don't have time to read or respond to previous emails or discussion posts. As virtual world communication, it is your responsibility to make sure that the time spent reading your words isn't wasted. Make your written communication meaningful and to the point without extraneous text or superfluous graphics or attachment that make take forever to download. So rule number 5, make yourself look good online writing. Edu. One of the best things about the virtual world is the lack of judgment associated with your physical appearance, sound of your voice, or the clothes you wear, unless you post a video of yourself singing karaoke in the clown outfit. You will, however, be judged by the quality of your writing. So, keep following tips in mind. Always check the spelling and grammar errors. Know what you're talking about and state it clearly, be present and polite. Rule number 6. Share expert knowledge. The internet offers its user many benefits. One of the is in which information can be shared and accessed in the fact this information sharing. Capability is one of the reasons the internet was founded. So, in the spirit of the internet's founding fathers, share what you know. When you pose a question and receive intelligent answers, share the result with others. Are you an expert at something? Post resources and reference about the subject matters. Recently expanded your knowledge about the subject that might be interest to others. Share that as well. So, rule number 7. help keep flame war under control. What is meant by flaming or flame wars? Flaming is what people do when they express a strongly held option without holding back any emotion by Shea 1994. As an example, think of the kind of passionate comments you might read on a sports blog. While flaming is not necessarily forbidden in verbal communication, flame wars, when two or three people exchange angry posts between one another, most control or the camaraderie of the group could be compromised. Don't flame the flames. Extinguish them by guiding the discussion back to the more productive direction. So, rule number 8, respect other people's privacy. Depending on what you are reading in the virtual world, be it an online class discussion forum, Facebook page, or an email, you may be exposed to some private or personal information that needs to be handled with care. Perhaps someone is sharing some medical news about the loved one or discussing a situation at work. What do you think will happen if this information got into the wrong hands? Embarrassment, hurt feelings, loss of a job? Just as you expect others respect your privacy, so should you respect the privacy of others. Be sure to err on the side of caution when deciding to discuss or not to discuss verbal communication. So rule number 8, don't abuse the power. Just like a face-to-face situation, there are people in cyberspace who have more power than others. They have more expertise in technology or they have years of experience in a particular skills or subject matter. Maybe it's you who possesses all this knowledge and power. Just remember, knowing more than others do or having more power than others it may have does not give you the right to take advantage of anyone. Think of rule 1. Remember human. So, the last is rule number 10. Be forgiving of other people's mistakes. Not everyone has the same amount of experience working in the virtual world. And not everyone knows the rules of netiquette. At some point, you will see a stupid question with an unnecessarily long response to encounter misspelled words. When this happens, practice kindness and forgiveness as you would hope someone who would not have committed the same offense. If it's a minor offense, you might want to let it slide. If you feel compelled to respond to a mistake, do so in a private email rather than a public forum.
Good day everyone, I am Jared Hutik and today I will discuss about the lesson 2 or the cyber crimes. Now what is cyber? Cyber is simply the culture of computer, technology, information, and virtual reality. Cybercrime is simply a crime but it is committed through online platform. And next we have the cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are the ones who are using online platform to commit an offense. Now let us discuss about the laws regarding the cybercrime in the Philippines. Republic Act number 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. It aims to address legal issues concerning online interaction. And the next one, we have the Republic Act number 10173 or the Data Privacy Act of 2012, protecting individual personal information. Going on to the common forms of cybercrimes, first on the list we have the copyright infringement. Now copyright, it is an exclusive right given to the originator to perform, publish, print, or the like, and to authorize others to do the same. Copyright infringement, it is the violation, piracy, or theft of someone's intellectual right or unauthorized use of someone's work. Second on the list is the plagiarism. Plagiarism can be simply explained through the illegal imitation of someone's work or thoughts. Third on the list is the computer addiction. Computer addiction has two forms, online and offline. Offline computer addiction, it tackles more about the excessive gaming behavior or the languages that we use and we adapt from both online and offline. And online computer addiction, or also known as the internet addiction, due to excessive internet use, it receives or gains more scientific explanation or scientific attention than offline computer internet addiction. Going forward to criminal activities, first we have the hacking. We all know what hacking is, but to give you a more detailed explanation about hacking, Hacking, it is the unauthorized access or interference with computer systems. It is also the unauthorized access to electronics data without the consent of the owner. And they also uses computer viruses to create data corruption, alteration, theft, or loss. Malware infection in Philippine IT system can result in 12 to 20 years of temporary reclusion, 6 years up to 12 years of imprisonment, also known as the prison mayor. Next on the list is the computer-related forgery, fraud, and/or identity theft. It is the malicious attempt to obtain sensitive information, including passwords, usernames, and credit card details. And the phishing that is used to steal user data, including login credentials. Farming, or the online fraud that use malicious code to direct the victims to spoofed website, and also the spam. Anyone who is caught doing this criminal activity can have a maximum fine of 200,000 pesos or prison mayor. And the next one is the electronic theft. The following are the signs of the electronic theft. First, we have the illegal downloading and the accessing unlicensed files online, digital piracy, illegal copying and selling of digital content, and anyone doing electronic theft can have a penalty of 50,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos and/or prison mayor. Next one, we have the cyberbullying that is very timely and relevant. Cyberbullying is simply bullying a person through the use of online platform. It is typically by sending them a threatening and intimidating message. But we have the Republic Act 10627 or the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Cybersex. Now what is cybersex? Cybersex is the willful use of computer systems for sexual organ or activity exhibitions, for favor or for consideration. Anyone that has to do with cybersex can have a penalty of at least 200,000 pesos and/or prison mayor. Second to the last on the list is the child pornography. Child pornography is a form of child sexual exploitation. It is the unlawful and prohibited acts defined and punishable by Republic Act number 9775 or the Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009, committed through a computer system. Penalty of 12 to 20 years of imprisonment or reclusion temporal. Last on the list is the cyber defamation. Now what is cyber defamation? It is the unprivileged false statement against others that harm a person or company's reputation. It has a penalty of 6 to 12 years of imprisonment or prison mayor. So that's a wrap of my report for Lesson 2, Cybercrimes. Thank you all for watching and God bless us all.
Good day everyone, I am Wendell De Luna, and for this video, we will discussing the lesson 3 of the Netiquette and the computer ethics, which is the internet threats. Internet threats. Internet threats or internet-based threats expose people and computer system to harm online. A broad scope of danger fits in this category, including well-known threats like phishing and computer viruses. And there are 11 common internet threats. First, the hacking. Hacking is a term used to describe action taken by a person or someone to gain unauthorized information to a computer. The process by which cyber criminals access to your computer. So, an example of computer hacking can be using a password cracking algorithm to gain access to your computer system. So what it can do? Find weaknesses or pre-existing bugs in your security settings and exploit them in order to access your information. The other one is install a Trojan horse, providing a backdoor to a hacker to enter and search for your information. So, what is Trojan horse? Trojan horse virus is a type of malware that is downloaded to a computer and disguised as a legitimate program. So, the second common internet threats is the malware. Malware is one of more common ways in infiltrate or damage your computer. Malicious software infects your computer, such as computer viruses, worm, Trojan horses, spyware, and adware. So what it can do? First, intimidate you with scareware, which is usually pop-up message that tells you your computer has a security problem or other false information. The second one is reformat your hard drive to your computer, causing you to lose all information. The next one is alter or delete files. Then the next is steal sensitive information. Then the second to the last is send emails on your behalf. And the last one is take control of your computer and all the software running on it. So the third common internet threat is farming. Farming. Farming is a common type of online fraud, a means to point you to a malicious and illegitimate website by redirecting the legitimate URL or Uniform Resource Locator. Even if the URL is entered correctly, it can still be redirected to a fake website. Another information about the farming is it is a two-step process. Begins with the attacker installing malicious code of a victim's computer and server. What it can do? Convince you that the site is real and legitimate by spoofing or looking almost identical to an actual site down to the smallest detail. So an example of farming is when a hacker created a 50 lookalike banking website and used Microsoft to redirect traffic to the hacker. So let's move on to another internet threats, which is the phishing. Phishing is used most by cyber criminals because it's easy to execute and to produce the result that you're looking for in a very little effort. What it can do? Trick you into giving them information by asking you to update, validate, or confirm your account. It is often presented in a manner that seems official and intimidating to encourage you to take action. In addition to that, provide cybercriminals with your username and password so that they can access your accounts, your online bank account, shopping account, etc., and steal your credit card number. So the next internet threat is the ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware that restricts access to your computer or your files and display a message that demands payment in order for the restriction to be removed. The two most common means of infection appears to be phishing emails that contains malicious attachment and website pop-up advertisement. Example of ransomware. Krypton Locker is one of the first example of sophisticated ransomware that combined Locker and Krypton ransomware. It can do. There are two common types of ransomware. First is the lock screen ransomware. Display an image that prevents you from accessing your computer encryption ransomware. Encrypts files on your system hard drives, USB drives, external hard drives, and even some cloud storage drives, preventing you from opening them. The second one is ransomware. Will display a notification stating that your computer or data have been locked and demanding a payment be made for you to regain access. Sometimes, the notification states that authorized have detected illegal activities on your computer, and that payment is fine to avoid prosecution. What you can do? First, do not pay the ransom. These threats are meant to scare and intimidate you, and they do not come from a law enforcement agency. Even if you submit payment, there is no guarantee that you will gain access to your system. Spam is one of the more common methods of both sending information out and collecting it from unsuspected people. the mass distribution of unsolicited message, advertising, or pornography to address which can be easily found on the internet through things like social networking sites, company websites, and personal blogs. So the seventh internet threats is spyware. Spyware and adware are often used by third parties to infiltrate your computer. Trojan horse is a malicious program that is distinguished as or embedded within illegitimate software. It is an executable file that will install itself and run automatically once it's downloaded. Viruses in computer is a malicious computer programs that are sent as an email attachment or a downloaded with the internet of affecting your computer, as well as the computers of everyone in your contact list. Just visiting a site can start an automatic download of a virus. Wi-Fi eavesdropping is another method used by cyber criminals to capture personal information, worthwhile listening in on information that's shared over an unsecured